12. Hollywood stars who chose Jesus over fame, and the price they paid left many people silent. Have you ever asked yourself this? If one day your faith forced you to say no to what the whole world is chasing, money contracts, spotlight applause, what would you choose? Because in the most competitive entertainment industry on earth, faith isn't always private. Sometimes it becomes a line you must draw, cross it to be celebrated, or stand firm to keep your conscience. Today's video is 12 stories like that. Some stepped back while they were still at the top. Some were broken and were slowly put back together. Some didn't preach, didn't perform, didn't try to impress anyone. They simply changed direction. And what they all share is not perfection. What they share is this: at some point they chose Jesus over compromise. So the hardest question is, what did they truly lose? And what did they gain that Hollywood could never give? Vince Vaughn. Faith doesn't have to be loud. Vince Vaughn is famous for fast comedy and sharp timing, but in real life he's surprisingly quiet. He grew up with two different faith backgrounds in his family, and for most of his life, he kept belief as something personal, not a headline, not a performance. Then a moment caught people off guard in 2016. He openly spoke about believing in God, asking questions, and refusing to let culture decide what he must think. After that, he took fewer roles not because he fell off, but because he chose peace over pressure. He stepped away from scripts that depended on shock value, cheap laughs, and the constant need to be louder than everyone else. And as he became a father, he started asking a deeper question. What does success really mean? Message faith doesn't always need a stage. Sometimes faith is simply refusing to be reshaped to fit an industry addicted to noise. Melissa Joan Hart. This is a Jesus house. Melissa Joan Hart was the childhood face of millions. But as she grew older, she said she didn't just want religion. She wanted Jesus, a real relationship, real prayer, real growth. And that faith began to shape her career choices. She turned down roles that crossed her line, even when people didn't understand, including Hollywood. She also joined projects that defended faith and values, and even when backlash came, she called those moments blessings. At home, she made it clear, this is a Jesus house. Her family built spiritual habits into daily life, and when her son chose baptism for himself, she described it as powerful. Message putting God first isn't extreme to them. It's clarity, no role is worth your conscience. Brooke Shields. When fame distorts you, faith helps you heal. Brooke Shields didn't grow up with fame. She was thrown into it as a child, placed into controversial roles while the industry protected the image, but ignored the child's mind. In that chaos, she held on to her Catholic identity, one of the few stable anchors she had. A major crisis came later, severe postpartum depression. Instead of hiding it, she spoke and wrote about it so other women wouldn't feel alone. And in telling the truth, she started reclaiming herself, not the version Hollywood created, but the real person underneath. Today she lives quieter, prioritizing family, mental health, and faith. Message. Some people don't need to leave Hollywood. They need to take themselves back and let faith rebuild what fame once broke. Chris Tucker turning down $12 million for Conscience. Chris Tucker was on top blockbuster movies, huge paychecks, limitless momentum. Then he did something Hollywood doesn't expect. He stepped back, not because he was pushed out, but because he walked away. Why? He grew up in a strong Pentecostal home, and at a certain point, he began to feel that roles filled with profanity, drugs, and constant vulgarity were no longer aligned with his conscience. When offered a return role worth $12 million, he refused because he didn't want to curse or smoke on camera anymore. He shifted toward cleaner work, slowed down, and focused more on charity and humanitarian efforts. Message. Sometimes faith isn't about what you gain. It's about what you're willing to refuse to keep your conscience clean. David A.R. White, not chasing Hollywood building, a different path. David A.R. White grew up with faith, and at 19, he believed God was calling him to tell stories. Stories rooted in faith and family. He moved to Los Angeles, took small roles, lived the grind like every actor chasing opportunity. But one question kept following him. Am I helping people get closer to God, or just helping Hollywood fill more screen time? Eventually, he chose mostly faith-based projects, even if that meant less money and less spotlight. In 2005, he helped build a film company focused on Christian and family movies, a move Hollywood often dismisses. He didn't try to impress Hollywood. He tried to create stories that wouldn't force audiences to compromise their values. Message: some people don't win by fitting the mold. They win by creating a new road. Jim Carrey. When the laughter ends, you hear the soul. Jim Carrey made the world laugh with explosive creativity. But behind the scenes was a man carrying wounds, childhood poverty, emotional exhaustion, deep loneliness. In 2015, tragedy struck when his girlfriend died by suicide, followed by public accusations and legal storms. And instead of becoming bitter, he turned back toward faith. He began speaking about Jesus in a way few expected about suffering forgiveness and choosing forgiveness daily. He also painted images of Christ's compassion, sorrow, hope like a form of prayer. Message: sometimes the people who make the world laugh the loudest are the ones who find God when the world suddenly goes silent. Neil McDonough. I don't kiss other women on screen. Neil is known for powerful roles, often villains, but in real life he's deeply devoted to his Catholic faith and his family. He set a boundary early: no sex scenes, no intimate scenes, no kissing another woman on screen. He put it into contracts. Hollywood didn't celebrate that boundary. At one point he lost roles, work dried up. Money got tight, and he admitted he entered a very dark season. But he didn't break the line. He rebuilt his career with roles that fit, and later even acted in a project where the woman he kissed on screen was his real-life wife. Message: some principles cost you, but some principles keep you from losing what matters most. Danica McKellar. Faith began with a gifted Bible. Danica had success, a clean image, a stable career, yet she felt a quiet emptiness she couldn't name. In 2022, a friend invited her to church and gave her a Bible. She didn't hate religion, she simply didn't understand it. But when she opened scriptures seriously for the first time, something changed. She said she realized faith wasn't just tradition. It could be a personal relationship with God, and Jesus was what she had been searching for. Her family moved to Tennessee to slow down, read scripture, build spiritual habits, and share what God was teaching them. She also shifted her career toward content with stronger family and faith values. Message: sometimes faith doesn't arrive like thunder. It arrives through one honest question and one page opened. Matthew McConaughey, disappearing for 2 years, turning down millions, praying for direction. Matthew could have stayed forever as the romantic comedy heartthrob. But he felt stuck, predictable roles, no deeper meaning. So he disappeared for almost 2 years, turned down scripts, turned down huge money, stayed home with family, opened the Bible more, and prayed for direction. When he came back, it wasn't with rom-coms, it was with serious projects that made Hollywood take him seriously again. On award stages, he publicly thanked God. He even said many people in Hollywood pray privately, but are afraid to say thank God publicly, and he refuses to play that game. Message: success without faith is just noise. Success with faith becomes purpose. Tyler Perry. From sleeping in a car to building an empire through prayer, Tyler Perry came from poverty and trauma, and at his lowest point he was pushed near suicide. During his early theater years in Atlanta, there were times he slept in his car because no one showed up for his work. In the season where he had nothing left, he learned to pray honestly. If this is from, you open the door. If not, close it. Then everything changed. His career exploded, and he built Tyler Perry Studios, massive, historic. He even did something symbolic, burying Bibles under sets, dedicating the space to God. He says he doesn't make major decisions without prayer. And he gives quietly, helping strangers, donating, supporting people without needing cameras. Message blessing isn't something to hoard. Blessing is meant to lift others up. Viola Davis. Faith as survival before achievement. Viola Davis grew up in poverty and fear, hunger, violence, instability, nights full of anxiety. She says she found refuge in God before she ever found her place in acting. Prayer wasn't a hobby, it was survival. Even after fame, she refused to let Hollywood define her identity. She prays before big decisions and believes God places the right people at the right time. She has spoken about early roles she regretted and how over time she became more selective, choosing projects aligned with conscience and responsibility before God, even if that meant working less than Hollywood wanted. Message faith isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet strength grown through difficult years. Shia LaBeouf. I came for my career, but I found God. Shia was a rising star, talented, famous, but his personal life collapsed. Addiction, scandals, public breakdowns, near career-ending chaos. The turning point came through a film role. To prepare, he lived among Capuchin friars, entered a rhythm of prayer and mass, and experienced something he didn't expect. A community that treated him like a soul worth saving, not just a celebrity with a damaged reputation. He said one sentence that made people go quiet. I came to the film for my career. I found God. Later, he was officially received into the Catholic Church, publicly confirming that the conversion happened during that season. Message. Sometimes God doesn't meet people in church or when they look clean. Sometimes he meets them in the most unexpected place, when they're shattered and desperate for forgiveness. When you place these 12 stories side by side, a pattern appears. Each person reaches a moment where they must choose who Hollywood wants them to be and who God is calling them to become. Some stepped away from money. Some stepped away from fame. Some rebuilt their lives from the inside out. And what they discovered is this: success isn't measured by applause. It's measured by the courage to not betray your own soul. If you were forced to choose what would be hardest, to give up money, fame, or the need to be approved by others, out of these 12 stories, who impacted you the most and why? And the deepest question: in your life right now, without cameras, without awards, what are you being asked to let go of so you can live honestly with what you believe?